All right, what's going on, Junior Seminar? Mr. Chaplin here once again. To Ms. Henry's class, greetings to you as well. I'm excited today. I'm recording this on the 15th. I'm sitting here with Sergeant McNealy with the U.S. Army. He is an awesome man, and he's an even better recruiter. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and introduce himself because me trying to do it, I couldn't give it any just due. So Sergeant McNealy, over to you, sir. Why don't you introduce yourself to the class, name, title, rank, and years of service?
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Chaplin. So my name is Jarrell McNealy. I'm a Staff Sergeant in the United States Army, currently serving as a recruiter here in Philadelphia, and been in the Army for 10 years now.
Awesome. 10 years. That's good for any career, especially the Army. Now, the 10 years that you've been in, have you fulfilled, a lot of students want to know right off the bat, how much time do I have to serve? So your 10 years, is that part of your service fulfillment, or are you beyond that now?
So I originally signed up for 6 years, and then, after I completed my 6 years, I was like, oh, I like it. So I just continued to re-enlist, and it's got me at 10 years. But yeah, at no means do you have to start off with 6 years. You can do 2 years, a 2-year contract, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Those are some of your options.
Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I just wanted to piggyback off of the years of service. 10 years. I've been at Gratz only 6, so you got me beat. So first question then is, I want to know, what was it that got you motivated, you particularly, to enlist in the military, and how old were you at the time?
Okay, that's a good question. So I was motivated to enlist because I wanted to leave Alabama and do more for myself. I was going to college at the time. School wasn't really for me. I was missing classes, starting to fail, hanging out with the wrong crowd, and then student loans were piling up. So at 19 is when I actually joined the Army. I saw how the Army could help me mature, give me a job and stability as I figured out what I really wanted to do in life.
That's awesome. So it sounds like the Army wasn't necessarily your first choice, but it was a good next best decision for you based off of where you were at the time.
Definitely. Graduating high school, it was college. And then, down the line, I always thought, I would try to join the Army later on.
And let me ask you this question. How and why did you choose the branch that you actually belong to? Like, why the Army versus, the Navy, the Air Force? Why was it the Army for you?
Oh, yeah. So originally, I tried to join the Air Force, but the recruiting office was always closed. So I kind of took that as a sign. So I chose the Army as my second choice because I kind of already knew a little bit more about it. My mom, she joined the Army when I was 12 or 13 years old. So I got exposed to it and knew a little bit more about the Army compared to any other branch. They also had computer science jobs. So that's what really brought my attention to say, okay, the Army is the path in the military that I think I should go.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper with this next one because, the current conditions of our world, the population of students that we work with, a lot of times, sometimes people think about the military, they don't necessarily think about people of color, Black and brown people. So do you believe that the military is a place for young Black people?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So the military is definitely a place for young Black people because you have the opportunity to get trained in a job skill, gain the discipline and confidence to know that anything you set out to do, you have the opportunity to succeed no matter your color. You don't have to rely on the civilian world hoping somebody gives you a chance. In the Army, everything is written in black and white to tell you what you need to do in order to get promoted and succeed. I was promoted to sergeant within 2.5 years of being in the Army. And we've also had many great African-American leaders that proves that there's no limitation for young African-Americans to succeed.
Well, I'm glad you added that point because, I have a brother who's a warrant officer in the Army. Both my sister and brother-in-law served. My father served. I was actually on my way to the Air Force, but, my experience is kind of like removed, and I like for our students to be able to hear from multiple people. So I appreciate you chiming in on that question. Do you believe that minorities in general, though, do you believe that they get fair treatment in the military?
So everybody gets fair treatment in the military. There's programs in place to protect against unfair treatment. It's called the Equal Opportunity Program, and that ensures fair treatment without regard to race, color, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or even national origin. And it provides an environment of free and unlawful discrimination and offensive behavior. So at any time you feel you've been treated unfairly, you can report the incident without repercussions. So you are protected. There's programs in place for that.
Well, I thank you for providing those qualitative facts. So thus far, I wanted to start off by just allowing our students to hear your experience and a little bit of the background and the reasons as to why you got started. Now I want to get into some of the things that I know that you can really speak about even more, which is the benefits of enlisting. I think in general, when people think about the Army, they want to know like why would I even want to sign up? What are the benefits for me as somebody coming right out of high school or in general? So if you could speak to any and all benefits, that would be great.
Okay, good. So some of the benefits of joining is, one, you get trained in a skill for free. You get to get your GI Bill, which is college money, so you can use that whenever you get out and finish your contract. You can also go to college using tuition assistance while you're in, so that's $4,000 right there. You get free medical benefits. You get to live in a college-style dorm. You're not paying rent or utilities. If you're looking long-term, we got great retirement plans, and then we got VA home loans. So down the line, you want to buy a house, there's great home loans specifically for military.
That's awesome. Now, taking it and getting a little bit more personal again, and this isn't something that I kind of prepped you with ahead of time, but how many of those benefits have you taken advantage of? Like when you just listed a long list, and how many have you taken advantage of?
Definitely the tuition assistance. So I've got my bachelor's degree while serving active duty. I still have my GI Bill, which compared to the colleges in Philadelphia, that equates to about $70,000 to $80,000 of free money for college. So I can still use that once I get out the Army and use that for my master's degree.
That's crazy. That sounds like money in the bank right there. All right, let's check out our next question. So, a lot of people today, a lot of young people today, they want to know, whenever I talk about any post-secondary pathways, they want to know how much time it's going to take. Like, how much time is it going to take for me to get this done? And what is the overall just like commitment to being in the military? So I know you spoke about it a little bit earlier when we first started. Could you just explain again in more detail the time commitment and why it's that long?
Got you. So the time commitment, if you're trying to go active duty, which is full time, it's a minimum 2 years. That's the lowest contract you can sign. If you want to go Army Reserve, which is part time, the minimum commitment is 6 years. So pretty much you got 2 and 6 years minimum, and there's an 8-year total commitment. Sounds like a lot, but if you do 2 years active duty, you're going to have 6 years in the inactive reserve. And basically what that is you're on call in case a world disaster happens, but you're never putting on the uniform during those 6 years unless you're absolutely called up. So it's 8 years total, but it's 2 years minimum actually serving, and 6 years minimum serving in the Army Reserves.
So you mean to tell me that somebody who goes in at 18, by the time they're 26, they could already be leaving their military career or extending it if they wanted to, or leaving it and going on to the next phase of their life at the age of 26? That seems really young.
Yeah, it's possible. So even if they went in when they were 19, like I said, they do 2 years, they can get out of the military at 21. And they're completely out. It's just they have those other years in the inactive reserve, which it's kind of hard to explain, but you're basically like just on a roster, on a list, Yeah.
So that's not
if somebody, like I said,
I was going to say the inactive reserve.
Go ahead.
Is that the 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, or is that even different from that?
So that's even different from that. That's basically, it's like, hey, you've been trained in a special skill, like in case a world disaster and we need, your special skill, like say you were a medic, you know, they'll call you up and say, hey, can you come back for a certain period of time? So it's kind of, you're not in. So that I the 8 years, I know it's probably will throw people off, but it's when the IRR is nothing, it's inactive. It's just, hey, you've been trained, but you know, you don't have to put on the uniform unless we really, really need you.
Do you get to receive or participate in any of the benefits of still being in the Army, even though you're inactive? Do you get access to any of those benefits that you mentioned while you're inactive?
Not so there's no benefits, but you get the benefits from when you were in. So when you did your initial 2-year contract, you're still eligible for your VA home loan and your GI Bill and stuff like that.
Excellent, excellent. All right, I got a few more questions before we wrap up today, so I want to go into them. How long is the boot camp, the basic training, the fitness stuff? How long does that take?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
That's all you need. It's training. Right, you're gonna come out stronger.
There you go. What does it entail?
So basically, you're learning the basic discipline of the military. You're learning how to wear the uniform, the grooming standards, the day-to-day operations. You don't have to be an athlete when you first sign up. You don't even have to really be in shape. So really, they're just training you on, you know, weapons, land nav, the basic soldier skills, and basically the discipline. Like I said, the biggest thing is the discipline, because everybody comes from different backgrounds. So that's basically what it is to mold everybody to understand, like, hey, we're all a part of a team. The biggest thing of basic training is teamwork, to be honest.
Wow, that actually doesn't sound that bad as sometimes people will make it, or even maybe Hollywood, the movies try to make things seem a little bit more than what it is.
Yeah, no, don't watch the movies and the YouTube videos. You know, those are, you know, normally overhyped and stuff, but you know, GoArmy.com lays out everything about basic training to let you know what you're getting on. I always tell people, many have done it before and many will do it after. So it's definitely something you can achieve. It's not designed for you to fail.
Yeah. Well, you know, I know that there's pros and cons to every situation, whether you're going to college, you know, workforce, whatever it may be. So what would you say some of the risks are that are associated with being enlisted in the military?
So there's risk in everything you do in life. That's a good question. Injuries, right? So we do a lot of things day to day. Physical fitness is big. The biggest risk is injury, you know, compared to any other job, right? Because we're considered athletes. So injury, you know, carrying heavy loads, lifting things, you know, those are the most risk prone things we do. You know, walking outside your house anywhere in the world, you know, that's a risk. In the Army, it's no difference. When you compare the statistics of the Army to the general population, you know, you're most likely to be the safest in the Army than anywhere else because of the risk factor. Like I heard on the news, you know, Philadelphia had 499 homicides. When you compare that statistic to the Army, it's like, which one's the worst? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, there's a risk in everything we do in life, in the military, or even here in Philadelphia. But, you know, you can't let the risk, you know, dictate the reward that you can get in joining or in anything in life.
Well said. I'm gonna have to quote you on that. You can't let the risk. What did you say? You can't let the risk dictate the reward or mess with the reward?
Yeah, dictate the reward at the end.
Can't let the risk dictate the reward. I like that. Last question for you, and then I want to open it up to let you just kind of speak to the students and say anything that maybe we didn't get to. What jobs are available for newly enlisted members?
Okay, 150 jobs. We got a lot of jobs. Anything ranging from construction, admin jobs, computer science job, mechanics, combat, and medical jobs, just to name a few. So all those jobs go based off of your ASVAB score. And from the ASVAB score will determine what jobs you qualify for. And then from there, we look at what training is available, and then you select the job. So you select what you want to do, and you know what date you'll leave for basic training. So pretty much the power is in your hands. All you got to do is take the ASVAB and determine, what you qualify for to choose from.
Oh, that's what's up. So now the ASVAB is the military entrance exam, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, is there anything that I failed to ask? I was trying to think about the minds of our students and things that they might want to know. And I'm also going to ask you to share your number. We can provide them other contact information like the email and everything in our class like resource folder. But if you could give us your number before we close, and just right now you have opportunity to just anything else that I didn't address, you can speak to the students now.
Awesome. I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. And to the students, really explore your options. Always explore your options. Don't just count the military out. At least come in and see if you're even qualified, medically, physically, things like that. So then you can leave the office knowing, okay, I'm qualified for the Army. I'll definitely keep that as my plan B, or use that as your plan A. Before I joined, my coworker told me, don't burn your bridges. Always, keep options open, because you never know when you may need that opportunity again. Right. So my cell number is 240-904-8535. You can call, you can text, whatever, whatever questions you guys have that, or anything that I said that seems a little like, let me elaborate on it. Feel free. I'm here 24/7, 365. If I don't, answer right away, I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Awesome. One more time for your cell number.
Oh, it's 240-904-8535.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Sergeant McNealy. This was very informational. I know that our students are going to take advantage of the opportunity and reach out to you, those of them who are interested. And like you said, even those who don't know if they might be interested, they just need more information. We're encouraging you guys to reach out and really explore your options and your pathways. And Sergeant McNealy will be working with us in the coming weeks or months to do like a small group presentation for students who really want to get more information. So thank you so much for your time, sir. Happy New Year to you, your whole team over there, and your family, and take care.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Talk to you soon.
All right now.